so members, just you are welcome. In this lesson, we are going to see now how do you represent an inequality on a graph. We have been seeing how you can represent it on a number line. By now, we are going to see how do you represent it on the Cartesian. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Now, start with, if you are to plot them on a graph, what we start with, we find the boundary lines of those inequalities. Now we convert them from inequalities to lines. How do we do that? We just change the sign from an inequality sign to now an equal sign. Okay. For inequalities with two variables, when we have say x and y, we find any 2 points on that line. We are going to see how do we find any 2 points. So why do we find those points? Because to plot a line, you need only 2 points. That's why you find any 2. For less than or greater than, we plot them using dotted lines. Some people call it a broken line or broken lines. For greater or equal to, for greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to, we plot them using solid lines or continuous line. This one is going to be broken. So I think there's a difference. For these two, we use this type of a line, and then for this, we use a solid one. Note, points on the line from this inequality and this are not considered. And the points on the line with this and this are considered. We shall see what that means. A watered region is one where all points below or above the line satisfy the inequality. We shall see that how do you also test that. Okay, so now we are going to see the first example. Inequalities with one variable. Here they have only one variable, either x or y. They are sometimes called the vertical or horizontal lines or the inequalities. Example, represent the following inequalities on a graph. They give you x greater than, for I think that is one value on x. X less than 1, x greater, y less or equal to 2, and y greater than, let me change this to 4, because there is also 4. Now, from there, members, what we do, if you have this inequality, we say the first step is we find their boundary lines. Now the boundary lines are, where there's an inequality sign, you put an equal sign. That's how we get the boundary lines. Where there's an inequality sign, it's the only thing we change. You put an equal sign. So these ones are called boundary lines. You see this the same from this inequality, so to that. So that's how you get boundary lines. Now, these are where we have one variable. Instead here we have y, x, x, x. They are very easy to draw. If it has x, it means that it's on the x-axis. What you do, you come where this value on the x-axis. Because it's x, you come on the x-axis where there is a 3. So see the 3 is there. Now, you check on the side. We said if this side, we use dotted line. So, instead I'm going here to use dotted lines. Why? Because here I'm having it. So here, the nature of the line is going to be dotted line. So, where there is a 3 because it's x, now I put my ruler there. Then I draw a line passing through that. And so that is my now inequality. But this line is, so because it's an inequality, you can call it, but it's the line y is equal to 3. This line. Now when I come to this one, this the side is less, it's meaning it's also going to be a dotted one. So meaning I come where it is negative 3, negative 1, and you see it's on x, that's why I'm on the x-axis. So if it's x, it cuts the x-axis. So it's passing through negative 1. So I draw like that. When I come to x greater than or equal to 1, you see now here I'm going to use a solid line. Why? Because this is greater or equal to 2. And so these ones we use this line. So you see it's 1 and it's x. You come on x where there is 1, it's there. Then you put your ruler there, and then you draw a line passing through that one, like that. So then you name that this is my line, x equal to 1. I think it's a difference. When I come to y, it's greater than or equal to 2. So I come now, this one is on y, meaning it's going to cross y-axis. So this one is 2. I come on y where it is 2. That's where my 2 is. Now because it's this, it's going to be a solid line. So then I put my ruler like that. Then this one, I'm going to draw it like that. I'm using solid because of the sign. So this one is y equaling to 2. When I come to y equaling to -4, you start the sign is just greater than, meaning it's going to be a broken line. So there is that value 4, but it's that it's y, that's why it has cut the y-axis, but negative. Negative is this side, but it's broken. And this is my line y equaling to -4. So that's how we cross. Now, if you don't want this one, the y-axis, sometimes we call it the x equal to 0. Why? Because you see this line is passing through 0 and is cutting the x-axis. So this is x equal to 0, x is equaling to 1, x is equaling to 2, x is equaling to 3, and so on. So this x-axis, for it, sometimes is called the line y equaling to 0. You see that for it cuts the y-axis. That's why through 0. That's why we call it y equaling to 0. Okay, when we come now to inequalities with the two variables, we see that we have x and y. We have y and x, so they are two variables. So we have this, and this. So we said we first get the boundary lines. What are our boundary lines? We get from inequalities. So we start this one is here. So where there is this, we put this. Where there is this, we put an equal sign. So when you come to this here, you see this inequality, we put an equal sign. So these are boundary lines. The same case here. Put an equal sign there. Now we say for two variables, we need any 2 points on that line. We need any 2 points on that line. How do we get points? Now, the easiest points to get are the ones we call the intercepts. The intercept, we say, this is the x, the y-axis intercept. Any of these one can be an intercept, and then this one, any line is called the x-axis intercept. I think we don't know why this one is y equal to 0. I know why this one is x equal to 0 because of this. Okay, so that's why you are going to say, from this line, when x is 0, we put here 0. So that 0 times 3 will be 0, will be having 4y equaling to 12. Divide by 4, you start with 4, where our y will be at 3 if you divide by 4. So that's 1. So point now, 0, 3, not in xy form. So 0, 3. Now we go to the other one. If you say when x is 0, now in the next step, say when y is 0. When y is 0, when you put here 0, you see you'll be having 3x equal to 12. If you divide 4 by 3, you start your x will be 4. So x will be 4 when y is 0. Say point x, y, 4, 0. And so on. So those are the 2 points. When I come to this line, y equaling to 2x plus 2. The same case. When x is 0, when you put here 0, you start here y will be just a 2. Then when you put here, when y is 0, when y is 0, so we have 0 equaling to 2x plus 2. I need x. Take it this side, we have -2 equaling to 2x. So divide by 2, divide by 2, so that your -1 will be x. That's why here we have a -1. The same idea there. So from here, you see that now the point we have x, y, -1, 0. So now to plot them, if I start with this one, see that it's 0, 3. 0, 3. So this is my point there, 0, 3. Then the other one, these are the points on this line. So 4, 0. 4, the x is 4, then we are moving, this is 0, 4, 0. Now for that line, we base on the nature of the line. So this inequality, you see that it's less or equal to, meaning that this line is going to be a solid line. Why is it solid? Because we said for these two, the line is solid. Now, passing through these 2 points, this and this, so you put your ruler there on those 2, then you join them. So in joining them, I'm using now a solid line now for the reason it's people know. So now, this is my line, you name it. This is my line y, 3x plus 4y equaling to 12. It's my line. This one. Now, I come to the next one, which is y equal to 2x plus 2. This one, now the points I have 0, 2, 0, 2, 0 on x, then 2 on y, which is there. Then I have another one as negative 1, 0. Negative 1, 0, which is here. But its nature, you see the inequality sign here is less, greater than. So meaning this one is going to be a dotted 1. So now I join this and these two. So that's where I join it here and also here. But I'm going to use dotted because of the reasons people know, because the inequality was just greater. So now you start, this is my line. Y is equal to x plus 2. So I have plotted those lines on that graph. So wait for my examples about these ones. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I wish you the best. You can leave the questions in the comment section below.